Hey, Sean here from SpeedCubeReview.com. In an earlier video, I showed some 3D printed extensions that I printed for a Void Cube. Those were designed by TwistyTex, and I have put the extensions on and stickered this up. Now, I was going to cut the stickers by hand, but TwistyTex said he had a vinyl cutter, so I asked him to print them for me, and I'm really glad I did. Now, I'm going to go over real quick some modifications I did to this as I installed them and some things that helped. As far as installing them, to make sure that the pieces fit well, I actually glued them on as like a big group and put rubber bands around them. These extensions do sit pretty much edge to edge. There's not a lot of space between them. And so that helped make sure that that had a really nice fit. Now, I actually didn't do much sanding at all. I started to at some spots. I don't know if I could find anything. You can, maybe right there, you can see a little bit of rounding of these edges or the corners, but I realized I didn't want to do that because I'm never happy with it. So I'd rather it be completely just squared off. I did spray paint it a little bit so it had a nice black finish, but it didn't really do much sanding. And you can see that right here, all those little ridges right there are from the 3D printer. And one side will be the lower side. There we go. You can see where those 3D printed extensions are on there from the difference of the original pieces to that. I'm not too worried about that. Actually, I'm happy with how it turned out. If I was really going to be worried about that with those lines there, I would have filled it with epoxy sculpt or something and sanded that down, but I'm pretty happy with this. So I'm going to go through a solve. Now, if you've never solved a Void Cube, there is one difference you can have, which is having two edges out of place, which you can't have on a 3x3. You can't ever have just two pieces swapped, two corners or two edges. That is an even parity, and no, sorry, that's an odd parity because it's an odd number, one swap. And a 3x3 can only have even parity. Now, there's two ways of fixing that, which we'll see if we come into having to do that. Either you move the entire cube over by like one or two layers R&L by 90 degrees, and then you resolve those edges, or you do an algorithm, which I have on SpeedCubeReview.com. I'll put, oh, almost messed that up. Oh, there we go. Okay. Swaps two edges and then moves those centers around. Well, since this doesn't have centers, we don't have to worry about that. Let's mix this up. Actually, let me do a checkerboard first. Now, a Void Cube normally has, no corner cutting the way it's designed. So this turns fairly nice because I end up taking the whole thing apart. Not on purpose, but it kind of all just sort of fell apart. And after that was apart, I lubricated everything and just made sure everything fits super nicely. One layer is a little bit catchy from these edges, but I'm not too worried about that. So this is what it looks like, checkerboard pattern. Now let's actually scramble this up completely. This Void Cube, I forgot to say, I'll put a link where you can purchase it. This is a Lan Void Cube. It probably could work with the Rubik's brand. I don't know if the sizes are exactly the same. The Lan one has all squared off pieces. The Rubik's one has some rounded off corners, which are not really a big deal at all because those would be hidden anyways except for one layer. I plan on doing some other 3D, oh, I realized this was off frame. I plan on doing some other 3D printed extensions for 2x2s. There's a couple things that I've seen other people design. I'm not currently designing anything myself, but I might in the future. There we go. Normally I look around my camera, but my camera's too close right now, so I can't do that. I'll back it up after it's all scrambled. Actually, it looks pretty scrambled already. So now for solving this, I have a nice little block there. I'm probably going to do more of a CFOP solve, just get the cross edges in and then go layer by layer. And I'll start with the thinnest side, which we can see because of that bump right there. You can't really line it up with centers. That doesn't work. So what I'm going to do is find a corner that also is thin like that and line it up with the corner, which looks like that could be. That looks pretty thin right there. So something like that. Let's see here. That's going to be too long. So that edge might look correct. Let's see how this works. Wait, where'd the corner go that I was working with? Was it this one? I think it was this one. Yeah. Yep, see, that lines up. So let's find another corner that lines up with that, or the edge right here. And it could actually be this edge. So let's just flip this. One thing I find that helps with turning is kind of pulling out a little bit with the edges as I turn, but since I'm not solving this too much, not super concerned about that. There, nope, that will not work. However, that will, okay. I can just see from the way that sticker is, that edge is definitely going to be one that will work. Now, as much as it looks like I'm struggling to turn, it's actually flows really nicely with the lubrication. I could definitely have more lubrication on the pieces. Okay, one layer is done. Here, I feel like I just need to guess and check with these edges. I mean, okay, so that width fits that one. And so I feel like this actually just needs to go right there. Okay, well, here, I'll just do L2, U2 3 times. But don't need to do the final U2. There we go. Okay. So now, this edge definitely goes right there. I feel like it has to, right? Just looks right. There it is. Perfect. That edge is already in place, so we have one more. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. So, 2 edges are flipped and 2 corners are flipped. So we have, what is that case? Sort of that zigzag with that extra one. Okay. I forgot how that one, the muscle memory of that. I know it has like an M and then a sexy move. I'm just going to do 2 look OLL. Yeah, there's one thing that I saw someone else posted. They printed my stand for the Rubik's charging port. Oh, that was not right. Let's fix that. And everything was super smooth. So I think it's something like a UV wash or something. I have to look it up for sure. Now I know someone's going to ask. I'm not going to do a RuSolve with this, at least for this video. Okay, that corner's right. That edge is right. We have this looks like a G-perm. So my dog is barking, and I recently moved things around so she can't bark at the squirrels. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. How do what's going on here? Oh no, that's right. I just then need to insert this pair. There we go. So that is the Mirror Void Cube. It's a lot of fun. Definitely can add it to my collection. Let me pull these other ones down so you can see this. So we have this 2x2x1 that Twisty-Tex printed. This 2x2, which is, I believe, the Hello Cube that I restickered. The Mofang Jiaoshi, which is really hard to find now. I don't know why they didn't mass produce it. But the Mirror Cube, not the Mirror S. And then also printed from Twisty-Tex, the 4x4 and 5x5. So this really big collection with my fluorescent green shades. Loving this. So yeah, definitely check it out. If you have a 3D printer, you can print these. If you don't have a 3D printer, there are places that will print them for you. So if you're really interested in this, check that out. Or if you want someone to do it for you, there are a lot of people who will be happy to print them and put that all together. So thank you very much. Leave your thoughts or questions in the comment section below. Hit like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. And as always, stop by speedcubeview.com for more news and reviews.